I know we've covered quite extensively stories on corruption, especially touching on the big fish. But we tend to forget the small fish or the small titles. But, sorry, I may throw you under the bus, but have you ever bribed a traffic police officer?
No, I haven't, but I have almost cried. For one, I wanted to pass my driving test. Yeah,
So
I forgot to put down the handbrake. And so the car kept, the car was moving, so I didn't think there was anything wrong. Yeah, but I didn't bribe him, but I almost cried.
You almost cried?
Yes.
And you got away with that?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a story that we've been trying to follow. And what tricks do you know police officers use, especially traffic police officers use to collect bribes?
Okay, this is what I've heard. I haven't done. Yeah, so you put money inside your driving license. Then you hand it when you're handing it over to him. I've heard of people throwing money out the window. I've also heard of people now going behind the vehicle, like they're doing an inspection with a cop, and then they exchange money.
Quite familiar, and this is so familiar with so many Kenyans. We've all witnessed this, but there's also another new trick that they now use. So throw that money at me. So this is
at
a police
on the ground.
On the ground. So this is a police baton. So they walk around with this, but what they do, they stick a chewing gum at the end of this baton. So because they are trying to avoid anyone filming them from seeing that they are bending to collect money. So what they do in a nutshell, so this is the 100 shilling note. So you're the driver, you've dropped it. So what they will do is they will slightly just bend, stick it to the baton with the chewing gum at the end, and then they will pocket the money, and then they will go away like nothing happens.
I can keep it for you.
Or you can keep the money?
Yeah.
Okay,
you can keep the gum, I'll keep the money.
Okay. So that is what traffic police officers are doing. Not all of them, some of them. But just when you think you have seen it all, traffic police officers, well, not all, but a good number, keep raising the corruption bar when it comes to collecting bribes. Officers from the EACC have numerous times arrested police red-handed with money. And according to an official who spoke to us from EACC, they were saying that some traffic police now have anti-arrest squads to protect their loot whenever the anti-graft officers show up, leading to dramatic fistfights and sometimes gunfights. So in order to avoid being arrested with money, which other tricks are the police currently using? I spoke to a gentleman earlier today who fell victim to this new scheme. John is his name. We'll call him John. So John was arrested while parked outside City Cabanas area. He was waiting for a friend stuck in traffic so that they could go to work together. And after 5 minutes, a police officer in a matatu jumped out and said she was arresting him for obstruction. But here is the story.
So when the lady cop arrested me, she entered the car. She had already taken my driving license, and then she instructed me to drive to Embakasi police station. I drove, and then at the police station, she told me to wait outside the office. She had my driving license inside. She went with it, and there were also some other people who had been arrested, I think, for other traffic offenses around. And then I tried getting help from someone who knew a cop there, a senior cop there. And that guy gave me the number to the cop. The cop is on, then told me to get my driving license back. I go to an M-Pesa shop that was within the compound and draw and leave. Actually, I was told to leave 3K at the M-Pesa shop. I didn't have cash ready, so I tried withdrawing 2,000 shillings, and then the M-Pesa lady inside the police station told me, you have to withdraw 3,000 shillings, that the senior cop will not take less than 3,000 shillings. So I drew and I left the money there, went back to the office where the lady cop was. Then they gave my driving license back.
Do you feel guilty that you also did something wrong by bribing a police officer?
Yes, I do, but I didn't have a choice at that moment. I had things to do, and I just had to do that. That was the most convenient thing to do.
Was this police officer willing to book you?
She was trying to rush me. The moment they take you there, they try to make you panic. On social media, when I told my story, a lot of people came up. They mentioned the Central Police Station, Langata, and some other police stations around. Kileleshwa was also there. Yeah. a lot of people came out and give the stories, and it's always a standard of 3,000 shillings. And also been ever arrested before in Timau, and also the minimum was 3,000 shillings, and the cop told me that we were not going to negotiate. It's not a business we are doing. Yeah.
Well, that's the story of John, but just in case you think you've seen it all again, this is another story. This is a video that was filmed by a gentleman who we're going to be talking to shortly right here in studio. He met this police officer along a road and eventually ended up bribing this police officer, and he filmed all this using his mobile phone. Just watch this.
Guys, this guy just got and he's demanding 3,000. Sinikae kwanza. Mama.
Wewe leta pesa uende mahali naenda. Hii gari sasa itafanya nini hiyo gari?
Nimesema hata ungekuwa na wakati tungeenda na wewe ungeona manienda kuiwacha.
Nitakuja kuona tu.
Tunishika nao mara pili. Hata usikue msoft.
Okay.
Ukue more harder than umekuwa.
So unaweza kushika mara pili. Tunaenda.
Sawa hiyo. Lakini ningefurahi tungeenda na wewe, but ni sawa tu.
Ungeongezea mbili hata ungeongezea 10 tungecheza mpaka jioni.
Sasa tushinde na nitatafuta je pesa nyingine tukishinda na wewe mpaka jioni.
Tunataka tushinde jioni.
Ndio nikitoka hapa tena mwingine asiseme nini.
Tutaongea, mwambie umetoka hapa. Mwambie umetoka hapa.
Sawa, wewe kuwa na siku njema basi. Just bribed a police officer 3,000 shillings for him to release my car because what he claims is that the car is road unworthy, the tires are worn out, and he needed 10,000 shillings.